I have to get up. I had 3 of those 5-hour energy drinks, so I should be good for the next 15 hours. Plus, now you get to check out this heavenly body. So, yeah. Soak it in. All right, I believe it was Brother Atticus Finch who once said, "You don't really understand a man until you walk around in his sandals for a while." So, let's do a little imagination here. Let's use our imagination. Picture this. You're this Italian guy in France in the 16th century. You're wearing cheap sandals, itchy wool robe, and you have a funky haircut. You live in a big, cold abbey, along with a whole bunch of other guys who wear the identical itchy robe and the same funky haircut. You pattern your life of obedience, chastity, the pursuit of higher learning, God, and truth after a fellow by the name of Benedict, who passed away about 1,000 years before you. You guys have, you actually have accumulated all the knowledge of the ancient Greeks, Romans, Egyptians, and the Arab world. Your crib is now the hotbed of higher learning, of medicine and literature for hundreds of miles around. You have lived in seaport towns such as Monte Cassino and Fécamp, having accessed these ships returning from the Far East and from this brand new world that was just discovered less than 20 years ago. They're bringing back all these tasty herbs and spices. Now you also have the power of the Roman Catholic Church. Sounds good with a Sean Connery accent. The Roman Catholic Church, which holds sway over most of the known world. Wrap this all up in a fine little crepe of pagan beliefs, superstition, and local folklore, and you have a lot to think about. While you sit down and mull this all over a nice little warm bowl of gruel, you hear some banging on the abbey door. You go, it's the local peasantry. They're complaining, they're whining, they're saying, "No, we have fever, we have typhoid, we have malaria, a little bit of plague, 24-hour case of plague. We're possessed by demons and little evil spirits in our stomach." So they look at you and that little bald spot on your head and they say, "Okay, Chrome Dome, cure me." You're a little taken back by that Chrome Dome remark. But then, your training kicks in, and you start from what you know and go from there. You start thinking, "Oh, okay, let's see, I gotta cure you." Hey, when me and the boys took that pilgrimage to the Middle East last year, we learned a nifty little trick called distilling. We learned how to take starches and from whatever we had handy, which in Normandy would have been beetroot, and convert it into fermentable sugars. Now you distill this. Now you're not sure what you're making, but you know it tastes good. You know that it has this curative and slightly mind-altering effect. You also know that it doesn't spread disease like some of the local water source can. You know if you drink enough of it, you start talking to God. If you drink even more of it, God starts talking back. What you have there, my friends, what you have is aqua vita, the water of life. Now you think, that's good, but wait a minute. I could do even better. I can improve upon that. How can I improve upon that? I can make a cure of all ailments. I'm going to rush out into the garden. You go out into the abbey, the little abbey yard, and you do a quick inventory of all the herbs and spices you're growing up there. You know that most of them have life-affirming associations. You start perusing, you start looking, you say, "Oh, cardamom. Cardamom, that has that nice warming effect in the lungs and stomach. That's good. Oh, into the cauldron it goes. Yeah, that's nice." Then you start thinking, "Oh, hey, what's that root that was given to man by angels according to folklore?" Angelica root. Has that been known to quell indigestion? Yes, in it goes. Now you start perusing the Bible. You think about the Bible and you think, ooh, hey, in the Old Testament, was it not Moses who took cinnamon to anoint the Ark of the Covenant? Now, Moses was no slouch, so you're going to figure he knows what he's talking about. Boom, in it goes, plus cinnamon tastes good. Now you think of the New Testament, and you think about Jesus when he's up on the cross. And he looks down at his Roman tormentors, and he says, I thirst. Well, they take a sponge, dip it in Roman wine, which is basically vinegar, and they put it at the end of this long stick. That stick is hyssop. And you think, whoa, if that came that close to the lips of our Savior, plus the writers of the gospel thought enough to put it in there, boom, it goes in. So you got that. Next, myrrh. Myrrh, the balm of Gilead. Balm in Gilead. Excuse me, Father. You have the balm in Gilead. And it was also one of the gifts of the Magi to the baby Jesus. Hello, no-brainer, put it in. Now, you also start thinking about what a local herbalist has been talking in contemporary years, that juniper is thought to speed up childbirth, life-affirming. Hello, though you are hearing trickles of news from the New World, at the same time, the natives over there are thinking that they use it as a female contraceptive. But hello, they're not within the flock yet, so I'm going with the juniper. Put it in. You think of other such things as, one of the monks had mentioned to you, at lunch, that there was a St. Theodore the Studite. Don't ask me what a studite is. Theodore the Studite used to tell his monks to sprinkle nutmeg over their peas pudding. And we still have that association of nutmeg sprinkled on eggnog during Christmas time. So, hello, there it goes in. Now, local folklore also talks about lemon balm. If you really want a cure-all, you got to use lemon balm, because according to the local folklore, it promotes not only happy dreams, but good health, love, and cheer. What is better for a sick person than love, cheer, and I think the good health, right? They even put lemon balm in little sachets under the pillow for refreshing, relaxing sleep. Boom, in it goes. You and the boys have been known not only for your herbal knowledge all these years, but also for your minty fresh breath. One of the reasons? You actually brush your teeth with mint leaves, peppermint. Peppermint has been known to enhance memory and act as an aphrodisiac, which makes for interesting times when you're in an abbey full of a bunch of guys. But great, put it in. Now, if you want what? And if you want a real winner, thyme. Not T-I-M-E, T-H-Y-M-E, thyme. Let's see, the Egyptians used thyme in their embalming process, but the Greeks would actually use it as incense in their temples to inspire courage. The Romans were thought to spread thyme throughout most of Europe, not only to purify their baths, but also in cheeses and liqueurs. Then, in the Middle Ages, thyme was still the whole image of courage. Thyme was often given to warriors and young knights by young damsels, who would give them little gifts, and thyme leaves would always be in there. Thyme would also be placed on coffins at funerals because it was believed to help with a sure passage into the next life. So you're doing pretty good here. However, you taste your concoction, and it seems a little bit of a bitter pill for the common folks to drink. So, what did Sister Mary Poppins say? A little bit of sugar helps the medicine go down. But what's better than sugar? How about something that adds a little more viscosity? How about something that is also mentioned in the Bible over 80 times? Honey. That's right, honey. Even the ancient Greek god Zeus used to drink ambrosia. Ambrosia was milk, spices, and honey. The Bushmen of South Africa loved honey. They called it moon water. And they would also pray to bees to bring honey so their children would never starve. Honey was not only thought as food and medicine, but also as a talisman to ward off evil. Hello. Now, it tasting great, looking a little funky. How about adding a little pizzazz, a little color? So you go into your library and go through all these massive tomes that you have, pick up one big book, you put it down, turn to page 1060, ye old coloring, excellent. You find that as far back as 700 BC, saffron was considered a symbol of the sun, another life-affirming symbol, and that it was used as a food dye in solar worship. Saffron, as we also know, is one of the most expensive of the herbs. It is saffron. There's something else about saffron. No, I can't remember. But it gave a beautiful color to the spirit. Now, you sit back, you think, this is good. You take a sip. That is tasty. That is good. And not only that, but the locals seem to really, really love it. They seem to be feeling better. They definitely like it because they keep on coming back for more, saying, we're not quite cured yet. May we have more? Well, you taste it again and you go, my God, that's good. That is good. I have just created a cure of all cures of every ailment that ever was and ever will be. You haven't been this excited since Brother Thelonious learned how to play the piano. All right, you're very excited. The local king, King Francois, comes by to taste it. He's heard about your tasty little libation, your restorative cure, and he takes a sip, loves it, and declares it the best thing ever by royal decree. So next thing you know, for the next few centuries, you are the toast of the town. Your drink is enjoyed everywhere. However, just to come along and harsh your mellow, a bunch of French revolutionary party poopers kick you and the boys not only out of your abbey, but out of France. They also decide to cut off the heads of all those beautiful old statues of saints that you and the guys have been collecting all these years. A little uncalled for, if you ask me. So statues. So what was it? You threw me off with that there. Sorry. So with the statues, you got, go ahead, 1863, a young fella, Alexander Legrand, he finds your manuscript. Takes him about a year to decipher it and recreate it. Next thing you know, within 10 years, your elixir is available around the world. In 1871, it's already listed in a cocktail. The Tsar in Russia, in the Kremlin in Russia, is enjoying your elixir. Alexander even, he becomes really fascinated with the Benedictine order, even goes all the way to Rome to ask permission to name his spirit Benedictine. He even places a cross on the original label. So, your elixir has lasted 500 years, over 500 years. Now that's a lot to take in, but you know, it's too much to think about. I've done too much thinking for the day, so I'd rather just drink it. So what I'd like to do, just a little toast to you all. Lift your glass if you will. All right. May your neighbors respect you. May trouble neglect you. May the angels protect you. And may heaven accept you. Dio optimo maximo.
Nice.
Thank you.